concentrates on, some of the great, like Locke and Burke and the founding fathers of the United States, and even our own founding fathers, and some of the great thinkers in the last 300-400 years that have led us to what we call modern-day conservatism, and how that means and how it fits into our daily lives. That's what we need to do, and I'm with you, man. I mean, it would be nice to see people grab those reins and run with them, and we'll give them all the help they need.
Right, and just, to emphasize or to reiterate the point, we're not here talking about the political party. I think what we need in this country are good, strong, conservative evangelists, if I could use that term, but not to bring people to the political party, but just to effect some degree of cultural change. And, I'm just as happy that conservative-minded people get involved in the Liberal Party or the NDP or any other political party. This is not about advancing the interests of the Conservative Party. Although if a political party was to benefit from this, I think the one that stood the chance, the biggest chance of benefiting from something like this would be the Conservative Party. But that's not what it's all about. And, so if a particular political party, like for instance, if you go to Australia, they don't have a Conservative Party in Australia. The Conservative Party in Australia is actually the Liberal Party. So they have a Liberal Party, they have a Labour Party. We don't, in Canada, the Liberal Party obviously is not conservative. But there's no reason why it couldn't be. And in my lifetime, the Liberal Party has been more conservative than the Conservative Party is today. In fact, in one of life's great political ironies, prior to the passage of the Same-Sex Marriage Act, or whatever they called it at the time, Marriage Equality Act, most of the hardcore social conservatives in Parliament were members of the Liberal Party of Canada. They were not members of the Conservative Party. There were a lot in the Conservative Party, don't get me wrong. But the strongest, most strident, outspoken social conservatives in Parliament, and that's not that long ago, were members of the Liberal Party. Interesting.
Well, wasn't there a conservative caucus that was members of all three parties, had membership in it?
Yeah, not a conservative caucus. There was the Parliamentary Pro-Life Caucus.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
And the Parliamentary Pro-Life Caucus now is entirely made up of conservatives, members of the Conservative Party.
Yeah, tragic.
But there's no rule that it has to be that, but it has become that partisan. And even then, you're not going to get very far in the Conservative Party by advancing. And I'm not saying don't try to advance a pro-life agenda within the Conservative Party. I'm just saying that you have to know what you're up against. The headwinds in the Conservative Party are not pro-life at the moment. But that's not a reason to give up by any stretch of the imagination. That's a reason to buckle down. No, and if you can't make headway, the political side of things, okay, that's fine. Let's make headway in the cultural side of things. So as I said, I think it would be a great initiative to just have small conservative discussion groups and emphasize that this is not about politics. This is about ideas. We need to start winning the arguments. And if you're not going to make the argument, you're never going to win the argument. So we need to start making the arguments for the things we believe in. And then eventually the politicians will come around.
Well, that was, I guess, what I was driving at, is if you show the politicians which way the crowd is going, they'll follow along going, follow me. I have the answers. And I think that's leading from the back of the pack, I think is what they call that. And that's traditionally what politicians do.
Sure. They're my people. Anyway, I must follow them.
That's right. I'm their leader. Which way did they go?
Yeah. Please, tell me.
Yeah, because I got to catch up and take lead of the party. Well, I was just saying that they I'm just laughing because I have this vision in my head of a guy standing in the middle in a silk top hat and a black tuxedo with a bow tie going, "I'm your leader. Which way did they go?" And he's looking around at an intersection, not sure which way the crowd went.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's plenty of meat on those bones. I really encourage anybody, if you're listening and you have any inclination to do this, let us know. We'd love to help you do it, because Joseph's right. He and I can only do so much. It takes time and resources and things like that. And we're doing what we can with the show and with the different things that we're doing behind the scenes, so to speak. But we need some help to do this. We can't do it on our own. And I think it's time that somebody else with some enthusiasm and some drive and belief in the topic needs to step forward and take up some of the slack. And I would love to absolutely.
Yeah, and it's not so much that we need help; it's that we want to help you, and we can. We don't have to fly. If you're in Kindersley, Saskatchewan, and you want to have a weekly meeting with a few friends, in your parlor, cake and coffee, and you want somebody to lead a discussion, we could do that by Skype. We could do it by phone. We could do it by Zoom. I mean, the technology is so easy nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's do this.
Well, they could even fly us out there if they wanted to.
Yeah, to Kindersley, Saskatchewan. Well, not in the middle of winter.
Oh, it's not in Saskatchewan it is. Okay, fair enough. I was going to say it's not the middle of winter anymore.
Was it minus 50 in Kindersley, Saskatchewan this year? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know they ever really call winter off out there. I think they just take a time out.
Yeah, we'll head to Winkler, Manitoba.
Listen, I'll go anywhere if somebody wants me to come. Just pay the airfare and we're good.
Right.
And by the way, my Leafs are winning 5-1. They've got the best league team record in the league, and they're beating up on poor old Edmonton again.
Poor old Edmonton. The Edmonton Oilers. I think the Edmonton Oilers are going to have to change their name pretty soon. I don't think you could call yourself... I don't think you could refer to yourself as being part of the oil industry anymore.
Oh, I do it just because it's annoying. We talked about opposition reflex. That's one. Oh, well, how about the Leathernecks then? Or the Roughnecks? We'll call them the Edmonton Roughnecks. Or how about the Pipe Layers?
Oh, I don't know. Did they choose a new name for the Eskimos yet?
I think they should call them, the Edmonton Monarchs.
Okay, now we're getting serious.
Now
we're getting silly. Sorry, now we're getting silly.
Oh, I kind of like my idea.
Yeah.
The Edmonton Monarchs or the Edmonton...
What was the subject
royalty.
What was the subject for this segment, Nick? I forgot.
That's a good question. Let me have a look at my list here, because we've kind of drifted a little bit. This
is part of our free association. Okay, don't criticize us for it, guys. Okay, it's
the governor of South Dakota.
Right, the governor of South Dakota. Okay, we have
about a minute. This whole thing started.
We have about a minute left, Nick. Okay.
Do you think she'd mind if we showed up on her doorstep and said, "Hey, can you take us grouse hunting?"
Where can we find a link to? Can you post a link on Facebook to her speech?
Probably.
Okay, so check out.
I may have already done it.
Okay, well, check out the Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen. I think Nick thinks he might have already posted a link, but if he hasn't, he's going to the governor's speech from South Dakota at CPAC. So have a listen to it. I missed it, but I heard it was a real barn burner. And so, you think she's going to run for president in 2024?
I'd vote for her.
Yeah? You think Trump's going to run?
I don't see it. I don't think I did. Trump, probably. Now, there's a ticket for you. Trump as president and her as vice.
I'm still a big Mike Pence fan. I'd like to see Mike Pence run.
Yeah, that'd be fine, but I don't have a problem with either one of them. I think that she would be an amazing choice simply because and it has nothing to do with her gender. She just, I think, as a governor, she has experienced at a very high office and the pressures that come with it. Well, for that matter, so does Mike Pence. So okay. I can live with either one. Okay,
we're bumping up here against the clock, ladies and gentlemen. So, good show this week. If you're listening to us on the podcast, don't be afraid to go back and listen to previous episodes or the previous section of this week's episode if you've missed anything. And don't forget to share with your friends and neighbors. And send us comments, anything you want to do. We like to have the criticism, but don't criticize us too much for free associating. We like to free associate a little bit. It's part of our charm. Anyway, that's it for me, Nick.
Yeah, we're soft and gentle, and we don't like criticism because we're so mushy.
Okay, speak for yourself,
Nick. We damage easily.
I'm not a snowflake.
Damage easily. No, believe me, that's full of facetious. I'm getting ready to post that link right now, by the way.
Okay, but let's close the show off first.
Okay. All right, so, and Joseph, unless you've got anything else to add?
I do not.
In that case, I shall take us on out by telling all of you, thanks for joining us this evening. It's been a pleasure having you on board. And in the meantime, until we meet again, ubiqueritas et amor, Deo sibi est. Good evening, God bless. Don't let anything disturb your peace, and may you have a fair wind in the following.